Here's Linda sharing God's heart.
Hello, everyone. Today we're going to cover Psalm 23 and verse 3, which reads, "He restores my soul and leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake." Now, that word restore means to refresh, to turn back to God. And he leads me or guides me on the path. It's a track or an entrenchment of righteousness, which is justice, or of that which is right, for the purpose of his reputation. In his second letter to the Thessalonians, in chapter 3, verse 5, Paul wrote, "Now may the Lord direct your hearts into the love of God and into the patience of Christ." The purpose of this direction is to bask in the love of God and the patience of Christ. Patience is cheerful, hopeful endurance. You sort of might think, endurance for what? James chapter 1 verse 4 tells us, "But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing." Jesus wants us to tap into his cheerful, hopeful endurance, his patience. He has lots of it, I know, because he's used it. He's poured it out on me. We need the patience of Christ to allow it, the patience, to have the intended effect on our souls during times of trial, stress, and hardship. Our own patience cannot achieve this for us. One amazing example would be how Job drew on God's patience to successfully go through what he did. It all came from God. But you may ask, what is the point of hardship? Could it be that as we draw on Jesus' promised help, the goal is a restored soul that has returned to God and is reaching the stage of nothing lacking? We read in Psalm 23 verse 1 that because the Lord is our shepherd, we have no deficiency in any area of our lives, spirit, soul, and body. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That is what we read in Psalm 23 verse 1. So this nothing lacking is the whole point of drawing on Jesus' patience to have its desired effect on my soul so that I may have nothing lacking. The Good Shepherd restores our soul and refreshes it by turning it back to him. The next part of the verse reads, "He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake." I see this as a predetermined, one step at a time track, not haphazard, not an easy to veer off from path, as though a small furrow has formed over time. It seems like the Lord is wanting to assure us that he knows the path because he's been there before. I see it as a path where it's easier to have the wisdom to know and to do his will because he is with us and we are in his presence. This reminds me of Philippians chapter 2 verse 13. "For it is God who works in you both to will and to do for his good pleasure." On this path, peace and a sense of safety prevail because we are allowing him to lead and guide us. In Matthew chapter 5 verse 16, Jesus said, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." In this way, the attention goes to our Father in heaven, and that is how we can testify that he's a good guide, he's a good protector, and he's a good feeder. It is all for his name's sake. May the one true and living God give each one of us the strength to hear his voice and follow him without question, because we have heard his voice clearly. And then his name is glorified in everything we do. I bless you today in Jesus' name with the ability to glorify God in every decision you make.